Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Today, what we're going to see is CSS. You all know that what is CSS? CSS is cascading style sheets. This image is little bit blurred. Okay, fine. But by saying this, what is CSS? HTML we have learned already. Most of the important tags we have learned. So HTML gives just the structure, like bones. It gives the structure to the website. It gives structures to the structure to the website. This is the man who's wearing shirt, pant, and everything. So his sorry. It asks 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll reply to my office message and then 1 second. Fine. CSS adds the look and feel and the appearance to the website. So HTML gives the content and structure to the website, and CSS adds look and feel and the presentation. It is the presentation layer of the website. That's it. So we will go to the first topic in CSS, which is CSS types. So hereafter, what I'm going to do is I have added the CSS types folder, and in this there is a readme.md file. MD is a markdown file. .md format is a markdown file. I'll send a video for this. What is markdown file? What is it about? For now, don't worry about this. Just see it is kind of a documentation. We are using it for a documentation purpose. That's it. For now, we are instead of slides, we are using this. Fine. So we are going to see types of CSS. How many types of CSS? First, before see this, what we have to okay, we'll see from this itself. Types of CSS: inline styles and internal styles and external styles. We will see these styles with examples. So what we are going to do is we are going to add a style attribute. This attribute is specific to the CSS. So till now we haven't used the style attribute in our HTML. We might have used width and height attributes in the HTML. Other than that, we haven't used. So style is a specific attribute which is used for CSS. So what we are going to give is color blue. So what we gave color blue to this objective h2 tag, right? So when I want to add blue to this also and this also, what I'll do, I'll color is equal to blue, not equal to color colon blue, and also for the other h2 color blue. Fine. How it is coming? Yeah, objective, academics, and areas of interest. It came in the blue color. So whenever I particularly want to add style to a particular element, this is element you all guys know. Sorry, I need to off the notification, but if I go to that, it will show online. So I'm not going. I took leave today. So bear with that notifications, please. So if I want to add styles to the particular element, this style applies only to this particular element. We want to go for the inline styling. So first one we have studied how to use this using the style attribute. Fine. Using the style attribute in each element. In each element. So what is internal styles? We will see. So keep on, I'm adding H2 here. Instead of this, I'll do Control Z. I remove from here too. Inside the head tag, I can add a style tag. And then I'm going to write H2 color red. So what it will do? For all H2 tags, it applied the color red. So instead of going and writing in each element, it is better to write. This H2 is kind of its name is selectors. We will study in the next topic what is selectors. Understand the concepts too, and also memorize these names like selectors and then inline, and they'll ask what is inline style and internal styles and external styles. These will be in the questions. Definitely, if they are asking questions in HTML, CSS, they'll ask these kind of questions. That's why we are taking the theory part too. So inline styles is style attribute in each element. So internal style is style tag. Some sound is coming. I'll check once. Any message? No. Style tag in head tag. Fine. So when I'll go to this, I don't want to add in each element, but consider and imagine there are 500 pages in your website. So you need to add this style, copy, and you need to. Naveen, but break ஆகுது.
Okay.
என்னது?
Okay, bro.
He's speaking with someone else. Fine. So if Naveen, can you mute your headphone? Thank you so much. So if I want, if my website has 500 pages, and then if I want to add H2 styles, color for this H2, not only this, I'll add plenty of styles to this. So I need to copy all the stylings in each page style tag. So this also, when I want to write more styles, this also has some problems. So we are going to the another method of external style sheet. So I am keeping a style sheet here. It will be better to see the structure, folder structures here. My index HTML is here, and then inside there is a CSS folder and images folder. Inside the CSS folder, I keep a file style.css. So what is there in it? Style.css file. CSS is the format of this file, like .html. .css is the format of this file. So what you need to do, you need to link this rel relation style sheet. One second. And then href. Href is reference, like a tag you have added, right? Like that. So what you need to do, you need to go to the CSS folder, and then inside that there is a style.css file. We are linking this style here. So I'll write the same. Okay, for now I'll remove this. Other than that, I'll comment it. So I'm going to write color pale green. So I have written the same styles here, but in a separate file, keeping it as a separate file externally, and then I am accessing it through the index.html file. So I can simply copy this line, and then I can paste it in the 500 pages where I want that style to be reflected. So it's simple inline styles, so it will get reflected. See, pale green. Fine. So there are 3 types of styling: inline styles, internal, you can see here. So keep it in an external .css file and link it in the head tag. So that's a simple concept. There are 3 kinds of styles: inline styles, internal and external. Inline is a style attribute we need to add in each element. Internal styles, we can add it inside the style tag of head tag, style tag inside the head tag. We can access through the H2 kind of selectors, and then we can write the CSS there, styles there. The same code can be copied in the external css.css file, and then we can link it in the head tag instead of writing it in each page here. So here we need to write it in each page. So that is also not good. So we are going for this external styles. Mostly we will use external styles only. We won't write. Sometimes we will use inline styles. That we will learn when we start working, because there are some priorities. We have given H2 color for H2 tag as red in this external styles, and I am writing style for the H2 tag in specific tag. What I'm saying is, we are writing the styles for the H2 tag, say in the external styles sheet also, and also in the internal inline styles. There are some priorities which needs to be applied, so that we will look when you start coding. So for now, it is very much enough to understand this external styles alone. But these concepts are important. But for now, for working, we will use .css external styles sheet only. So first thing we have covered. Any doubts in this? So you need to be clear why we are going to for the other things. No, thanks. The other one is CSS selectors. Yeah, what is CSS selectors? We will go to the readme.md. So there are 4 kinds of selectors. In interview, they may ask these kind of theoretical questions. So there are 4 kinds of selectors: basic selectors, grouping selectors, combinators, and pseudo classes. Pseudo selectors. So pseudo selectors we won't see for now. For now, we are going to see only these 3. We will while doing the project, we will I'll teach you this. So first thing is basic selector. In that basic selector, it is 4 types. First, we will see universal selector. What is universal selector? I will change the color. Green is little red. I'm giving a star it applies to all the elements in the HTML, irrespective of any tag, whether it is H2P or any tag. It applies. Whatever styles you have added, you are adding here, it will be applied to all the elements, to each and every element. So universal selector is nothing but applies to all the elements. There are some styles we need to add for all the elements. There are cases we need to add specific styles to all the elements. Font family, sometimes we will give it to all the things. I'll say those font family things in the another next upcoming lectures. So for now, this is star, and this applies to all the elements. What is type selector? Type selector is nothing much. We have used it, right? I'll close this. So first we will see this. What is this? This is the syntax. We will write the selector, and then inside this parameter and value. What is parameter? Color is the parameter here. Red is the value we are giving to that parameter. So this is the syntax, and after semicolon we can add another thing also, like background color and those stuff. So for now we can remove this. So H2 tag we can write, and then TR we can add TD, because there is a table inside that. TD we can give aqua. So the color got changed. So this is the type selector. Based on the type of the tag, it selects. Fine. So for now we can write it as tag. What is the class selector and ID selector? We will see. So instead of I don't need a blue color for all the H2 tags. Fine. Only for objective and academics and software exposure, I need those three topics in red color. Fine. So what I need to do, if I give H2 and then give color red, it will apply to all the H2 tags. So what I want to do is, there is an attribute called class, and then I need to give a class name. For now, I'll give just class name. Okay, so I don't get confused. Red color. So I'm adding a red color. I'm adding a class. I'm accessing this here using dot red. One second. Sorry. இப்போ வேணாம், இன்னொரு 1 hour கழிச்சு. Dot red color. So and then I am giving color red. So only to one tag I have applied, but if only one tag is needed, then we can directly write style attribute itself, right? Because if only one element we are applying style, style attribute is enough. But for more than one tag, for more than one tag, any style is needed. We need to add a class, and then we need to give the style. So for first 3 headings, I need some other color, and then another headings I need some other colors. For more than one tag, if we need a same style, we should not repeat it in the style attribute. Instead of it, we need to add a class, and then we need to write a style for this. So this will be this. We will use this regularly in all our things, class. Then what is ID selector? ID selector is kind of the same. If I replace it with ID, but I need to use hash. For class, I need to act here. I can write. For class, I need to start with dot, and then class name and curly brace. Here, hash, and then class name, and then curly brace. So only to academics I have given, because ID we should not copy in all the places, because ID should be unique. If I copy this and then add it in the H2 here also, then it is wrong. It will apply, but we should not do. It will apply. As per CSS rules, it will apply. Wherever this ID tag is there, it will add color, but ID should be unique, we know. So in some cases, the in forms and all, only ID will be there. There won't be any classes. Only that time we will use this ID. So majorly we will use class only. ID only when the need comes we will use. So just you can know the syntax, but we will use classes only. Okay. What is grouping selectors? Grouping selector is also not a big thing. I'll say, if I want the same color to the H2 tag and also to the TD tag, so what I need to do, I can group it TD, comma, edit, okay, H2, comma, TD. So I'm grouping the selectors. So the name comes grouping selectors. So for now, the TD, inside the TD, and then this H2 tag becomes red color. If I don't want for TD, if I want for T tag, I can write it like this. And also for two classes, I want same color, I can add class name and comma class name too. So grouping is nothing but we are if the same style applies to different tags, we can group it. ID and class different. Tamil solunga ma'am. One second, I'll explain in Tamil what is the difference between class and ID. Madan, actually classங்கிறது வந்துட்டு நீங்க நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப டிஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து கரெக்டா கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் வைஸ் தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டாம். கிளாஸ் வந்துட்டு டாட் வச்சு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவோம் அந்த ஸ்டைல் எழுதுறதுக்கு. ஐடி வந்து ஹேஷ் வச்சு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஐடி வந்துட்டு ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டுக்கு தான் சேம் ஐடி இருக்கணும். இப்போ வந்து நான் ரெட் கலர்னு ஒரு ஐடி வச்சிருக்கேன்னா அது ஒரே எலமெண்ட்டுக்கு மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ அதனால அதை காப்பி பண்ணி இன்னொரு எலமெண்ட்டுக்கு போடக்கூடாது. பிகாஸ் ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன்ங்கிறது சிங்கிள். ஸோ அது வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி எங்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்னா சில ஃபார்ம்ல அங்க வந்து ஐடி ஆல்ரெடி எழுதி வச்சிருப்பாங்க. நம்ம எழுதிருக்க மாட்டோம் கோட்ல, ஆல்ரெடி கோட்ல இருக்கும். அங்க ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணும் போதெல்லாம் ஐடி யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம ஸ்டைல் எழுதுவோம். ஸோ ஐடி யூஸ் பண்ணி ஸ்டைல் வந்து எழுதுறது வந்துட்டு கரெக்ட் கிடையாது அவ்வளவா. பட் சின்டாக்ஸ் இருக்கு, பட் சில இடத்துல தேவைப்படும். பட் கிளாஸ் தான் நம்ம ரெகுலரா யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ எங்கெல்லாம் வேணுமோ அங்க கிளாஸஸோட நேம் போட்டு டாட் வச்சு கிளாஸ் நேம் போட்டு ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அது மட்டும் இப்போதைக்கு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே. So grouping selector is nothing but we are grouping the selector names and then we are giving the styles. That's it. So I have added for H2 and P tag. So H2 and for P tag the color applied. No, only one P tag is there. So for P tag it got applied. Okay. What is combinators? Descendant combinators. So descendant is the meaning of I'll give example here. Grouping the tag name, even class name. So grouping is just a grouping. Example TD, because I'll share it with you guys so you can recall when needed. Descendant, actually descendant is what is that? Child, not child. Child is only child. Descendant is all all the elements inside. If body, we can say from the example, these are all the descendants to the body tag. Child is only, how I can say, child is B tag is child to this P tag, but P and bold tag are both the descendants of this body tag. So whenever I say child tag, P tag is child to the body tag, but B tag is not child to the body tag because it is a grandparent. This is parent and then this is grandparent. So all the elements inside this tags are descendant to it. So what are all the elements are present inside a tag? All the tags inside an element, another tag is called descendants. It may be inside and inside and inside. It is not only parallel next to it. So firstly, we'll see for descendant example for descendant thing. So I can write the same example. I can write. We will take table here. Table. So table, TR is the child actually. For this table, TR is the child because that is the immediate tag to the table. So the immediate tag to the table is TR, that is the child. So TD and TH are the descendants. So I can access it like table and then TD. So table space TD, this is a descendant. I can give TD also. Why I'm going table TD? What is the difference? Why I need to use? You may have this question. Sometimes I'll be having two tables. Here, whether I have two tables? Yeah, I have two tables. So only for my second table, I want some styles. Only for second table. So I can write it as second table. So what I'm going to do is dot second table. Dot second means class name and then dot second table space TD. So it will access the second table and then space TD. So TD for the first table, it is not okay. This is this have written in the table format. We haven't given border and everything. We can check. See, personal details are given in the table format. Since we haven't given the border, we did not know that as a table. So border equal to I give border, you'll come to know. This is the table. So here why I said this is we used descendant. Okay. Descendant selector. So using this class name, I can specifically write styles for this table tag. Sound coming, somebody is getting disconnected and coming again, I think. Second table and then TD. I'm accessing TD. It is the descendant of table. That too for a particular table I can access. So this structure is called descendant because TD is descendant to this class. That's it. So what is child select combinator then? We will see. Imagine there is a table inside this table and here there is a table inside it. TD name don't see the other things. Just imagine there is a table tag and inside this there is a table tag. I just want to apply style to this tr tag, not to this tr, because there is a tr If I give second table space tr, then it will apply to all the trs in the inside this. But I don't want for this, so only I need for this immediate tag, immediate child. I want style only for that. I need to give greater than symbol here. Space we can add. So it will apply only to the first tier. Actually, we should have added another example as ULLI, because of table it is breaking table inside the table. But the concept is nothing. You can practice it in ULLI tag. We have studied, right? ULLI list tags. We can add LI inside UL inside another UL list inside a list, and then you can check. You can take it as a homework. ULLI, because I need to write it again and then I need to show. But the concept is nothing simple, but it when to apply only to the immediate children, not to the inside inside tag. We will go like this. Fine. So what are we completed? Yeah, mostly we have completed this. But if you are not clear with the child combinators also, it is fine, because class and then id and then type we will regularly use, and then selector it is common when comma separated, and then we will use descendant. We will use child also, we will use, but it is rare because we won't be having that kind of structure. Mostly we won't be having that kind of structure, that is a ul inside ul and then table inside table. So this is little bit rarely used. Okay, if you want to practice, you can practice. You try with ULLI. So mostly we have completed this thing, and then pseudo combination selectors we will see it later. Any doubts till here? Table border ku color kudukalama? Yeah, actually we can give, but we can because table styling we haven't written. Border I haven't taught in CSS. In CSS we can give it like this: border table border 1 pixel solid red. These are the syntax you need to see. Red color border came. We can change it to blue. See, blue color border came. So inside that we can give. In CSS we can achieve this. I'm not sure about the HTML border thing, because it is deprecated and then we are not using now. So Madan, for your question, we can use in the CSS like this. I don't know whether I'll teach this border. It is in the separate session. That time I'll explain each thing. Okay, for now we can apply. So what is the time now? 11:10. Still 50 more minutes are there. Okay, we will go to the next thing. Please, any doubts? I'll give 2 minutes time. If there is any doubt, please ask me.
மேம் கிரேட்டர் தென் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்க.
கிரேட்டர் தென் வந்துட்டு சைல்டு காம்பினேட்டர்ஸ். அதுதான் நான் சொன்னேன், அது வந்து ரொம்ப கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிக்க வேண்டாம். இந்த சைல்ட டிசெண்டன்ட்னா புரிஞ்சுதா? டிசெண்டன்ட்னா ஒரு டேகுக்குள்ள இருக்க எல்லா டேகுக்குமே. இப்ப வந்து நான் டேபிள் டிடி அப்படின்னு போட்டேன்னா, இங்க இருக்க டேபிள் டிடி அப்படின்னு போட்டேன்னா அது உள்ளுக்குள்ளார இருக்க டிசெண்டன்ஸ். இது வந்து பேரண்ட் மாதிரி, இதுக்குள்ள இருக்க எல்லாமே இதுக்கு டிசெண்டன்ட்னு மீனிங். இந்த எல்லா டேகுமே இதுக்கு டிசெண்டன்ட்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஸோ டேபிள் டிடின்னு கொடுத்தேன்னா இதுக்கு எல்லா டிடிக்கும் அப்ளை ஆகும். பட் ஆனா எனக்கு எப்போ இன்னொரு டேபிள் இருக்கோ இதுக்குள்ளார, பட் ஆனா ஒரு இந்த டிடிக்கு தான் அப்ளை ஆகணும், இந்த டிடிக்கு அப்ளை ஆகக்கூடாதுங்கும் போது நான் எப்படி எழுதணும்னா டேபிள் டிஆர் டிடி. ஸோ டேபிள்ல இருக்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிஆருக்குள்ள இருக்க டிடிக்கு மட்டும்தான் அப்ளை ஆகும். ஸோ ஒரு சைல்டு இம்மீடியட்டா இருக்கிறதுக்கு மட்டும்தான், இதுக்கு இம்மீடியட்டா இருக்கிற டிஆருக்கு அதுக்குள்ள இருக்க டிடிக்கு தான் அப்ளை ஆகும், உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்க டேபிளுக்கு அப்ளை ஆகாது. ஸோ சைல்டுனா இம்மீடியட் டேக்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே, சைல்டு டேக்னா இது வந்து இது வந்து குழந்தை, இது வந்து அதோட குழந்தை, அந்த மாதிரி. ஸோ சைல்டு அதோட சைல்டு. ஸோ இதை வந்து டைரக்டா வந்துட்டு பேத்தியை வந்து என் குழந்தைன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. அந்த மாதிரி தான் கான்செப்ட். புரிஞ்சுதா?
மேம் இத டேபிள் ஸ்பேஸ் டிஆர் ஸ்பேஸ் டிடின்னு போட்டாலும் இதே தானே வரும்?
இதுதான் வரும். ஆனா இதுக்குள்ளார இன்னொரு டேபிள் இருந்தா அதுக்கும் சேர்த்து அப்ளை ஆகும்ல. ஆனா எனக்கு உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்க டேபிளுக்கு வேண்டாம், மேல இருக்க டேபிளுக்கு மட்டும்தான் வேணும் எனக்கு. இப்போ உள்ளுக்குள்ளார இன்னொரு டேபிள் இருக்கு, பட் நான் அதுக்கு தனி ஸ்டைல் கொடுக்க போறேன். நான் இந்த ஸ்டைல் என்னோட இந்த டேபிள் அஃபெக்டே பண்ணக்கூடாது. அப்ப நான் டேபிள் ஸ்பேஸ் டிஆர் ஸ்பேஸ் டிடினா இந்த ஹெச்டிஎம்எல் பேஜ்ல இருக்க எல்லாத்துக்கும் அதுதான் அப்ளை ஆகும். பட் எனக்கு புரியுதா, உள்ளுக்குள்ள இன்னொரு டேபிள் இருக்கு. ஸோ எனக்கு மேல ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு மட்டும் தான் வேணும், என்னோட இந்த சைல்டுக்கு மட்டும் தான் வேணும். உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற கிராண்ட் சைல்டோட டேபிள் வேற மாதிரி இருக்க போகுது. ஸோ நான் அதுக்கு எழுதிட்டேன்னா எல்லாமே அப்ளை ஆயிடும். அப்படி எழுதுனேன்னா டேபிள் ஸ்பேஸ் டிஆர் ஸ்பேஸ் டிடின்னு எழுதுனேன்னா.
ஓகே மேம், டன்.
ஸோ ஓகே.
ஹலோ.
எஸ்
அஸ்வின், இப்போ சப்போஸ் அந்த டிசெண்டன்ட்ல வந்து டேபிளுக்கு கீழே ஒரு டிஆர் இருக்கு. சப்போஸ் டிஆருக்கும் கீழே அந்த செகண்ட் டிஆர்ல டேபிள் வருதுன்னா அப்ப அதை எப்படி எழுதுவோம்? டிஆர்
இதுக்கா
அதுல இருந்து
இப்ப நம்ம வந்து இது எழுத மாட்டோம், இப்படியே சிம்பிளா வச்சுக்கோங்க, கிளாஸ் எழுதிப்போம். ஓகேயா? நம்ம மோஸ்ட்லி இப்படிதான் ஆக்சஸே பண்ணுவோம். உள்ள ஒரு கிளாஸ் இதுக்கு தனியா வந்துட்டு இன்னர் டேபிள்னு பேர் வச்சுட்டு we will access this. So mostly இப்படிதான் we will access.
Okay.
First you master this and then you'll know எப்படி எழுதணும்னு. ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, இது எப்படி எழுதுவோம்னா டேபிள் ஸ்பேஸ் டிஆர் ஸ்பேஸ் டேபிள், அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகே.
இந்த இன்டென்டேஷன் வச்சிட்டு தான்.
ஓகே. சப்போஸ் செகண்ட் டிஆர் வேணும்னா கிளாஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும்.
இந்த டிஆர் மட்டும் வேணும்னாவா?
ஆமா. சப்போஸ்
ஆமா செகண்ட் சைல்டுன்னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு, பட் அங்க வேண்டாம், அங்க போக வேண்டாம், கிளாஸே யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அப்படி நம்ம வந்து டிஆருக்கு தனித்தனி சைல்ஸ் 99% கொடுக்க மாட்டோம், பட் இப்படிதான் எழுதணும், நம்ம சொன்ன மாதிரி தான் எழுதணும். இதுதான் ஃபார்மேட். You want to achieve, we will use like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other question? Mostly today, what is the day today? Wednesday. Thursday we'll be having class. On Friday is Christmas. Joshua is there. I think he's a Christian. He wants leave, and who all wants leave for Christmas? யாருக்குலாம் கிறிஸ்மஸ் லீவ் வேணும்? யாருக்குமே வேணாமா? சீரியஸ்லி? Oh, you are also fine, Joshua. Okay, me. Monisha wants, எனக்கு Abhinesha. Okay. I seriously want leave, so I won't take class. Don't worry. If anybody wants class, especially if I want to learn, definitely I will tell Vail to take class. எல்லாரும் போய் Vail class attend பண்ணுங்க. So mostly why I was asking us, mostly by tomorrow I will complete max of the CSS things, and then in the weekend you will be having one good exercise to practice all these things. I'll try to give some time consuming tasks this weekend, because 3 days are there. Please utilize at least some time in that. And also, if the people who did not join the video call that day, if they are available, we can meet in this weekend. That's based on your priorities. Okay, we will go to next topic. Yeah, ella red color lights. Then border irukna. So CSS selectors we have completed. CSS reset. What is CSS reset? There is a concept called one more thing. Before going into this, let us assume body tag I am giving color red. Fine. So body tag means everything inside that it will get applied. So I am giving H2 tag color red. So what it will do? Color blue. So what it will do? First, it will apply the color red to all the elements, and then the second, it will apply blue color to the H2 tag. And also we can write it like this: H2 red, and in the later line I am changing it to blue. So what color will it apply? Simply for now, you remember like the whatever styles you have written at the last of the file, because you may add some styles here and then here and everything, and at the end of the file also you'll write this H2. So whenever we are repeating the same thing, sometimes mistakenly we will do this thing, and then we will check why it is not applying by seeing the first line, but it will be down somewhere. We won't notice. So the thing is, the style, what are the styles we are adding at the last will get applied. So here, if you see this inspect tag, try to use this inspect tag. Without this, we can't design a page. So right click on it, inspect, and then here styles you can see here. So I'm inspecting H2 tag. So H2 first red got applied, and then it got striken out because there is another style blue. So blue got applied. So you can see clearly that in the seventh line of CSS, color red has been applied, and then it has been overridden by the line 13. So முன்னாடி red color apply ஆயிருக்கு, அதுக்கப்புறம் இது override ஆகி blue color மறுபடியும் apply ஆயிருக்கு. So லாஸ்டா எது எழுதுறோமோ only that will get applied. There are some possibilities we can make it apply there, but we will see that later. எல்லாத்துக்கும் possibility இருக்கு. So CSS reset. What is CSS reset? First, I'll remove this thing. So for now, I haven't applied any styles, right? Do you think I haven't applied any styles, right? Because yeah, I haven't applied. Then how come these there is a space between these two stuffs, and then it has applied color black, and how it came? So the browser itself applies some common stylings to each tag. For H1 tag, it applies display block and then font size and then some extra things we haven't read. But the thing is, it has applied some styles. So user agents, here I'm saying browser, we can say user agent will apply some styles. See here also, size also. If I change to H2 tag, the size is getting changed. How it is changing? Because the browser knows that H2 tag will be little bit smaller than the H1 tag, so it will take its own font size. So but imagine I am not writing I'm writing a code H2. Yeah, this font size is fine. I don't want to add some font size here like H2. But what is the problem in that is, Chrome may add some styles to it, and then it is browser specific. Mozilla Firefox will add different kind of styles to it. So to make it consistent, I don't want this user agent styles. I only want my styles to get, because I only want my styles to get applied. Yeah, if I'm writing it specifically, definitely only my styles will get applied. But knowingly or unknowingly, there are some other styles which are applying from the default browser agents. So I don't want that. When I don't want it, I'm going with reset CSS. Meaning of reset is cleaning the old thing, right? So I need to reset each thing. H2, I should reset to all the things to some other things which I want. So I can write like h2 font size is this, and then default common styles I'm writing. So what it is meaning, I am resetting the styles to here. So my Chrome also takes 12 pixel, and then my Mozilla Firefox also takes that, and then my Safari browser also takes the same size. Here the perfect word is user agent. So, but how many for how many tags I'll keep on write like this? That is, I can't say not possible. It is too much of time consuming. So there is a concept called reset CSS. If you say search it in internet itself, you will get some reset CSS styles. So see, for all these tags, margin padding you don't want to confuse, but they have applied some styles, some default styles to the this tag. So all my browsers takes only this, not on its own. So some may add some font size, and then some other may add something. So it may get added. I don't care. I will replace override. The concept why I explained that overriding, like if I have two h2 tag, what it will take? Second one only it will take. So browser agents thing, I am overriding it with this style. So if I add this thing, we will check. We will check now. First, I can remove this. Fine. There is a reset CSS. I just copied from there only. Some internet, because it will be common. So in internet, copy this reset CSS and then add it. Add it here. How you link this reset style? Yeah, you know that link relation is equal to style sheet, and then CSS space, CSS slash resets or CSS. So I'm linking this style. So what it will do, this style will get applied to the entire file, and then I'm adding my style sheet. So first it will reset all the default things. We will see now. We will open this file. We will see here itself. What I'm going to do, reset index.html. See, previously how it was adding some spaces and all. So now I completely remove those. I don't want, because it may be inconsistent according to the browser. So what the reset file will do, it resets the CSS provided by the user agent. So different browsers, in the different browsers, if we want to attain consistency, so here after this I can write it in my style sheet whatever I want. So definitely you are going to write this is CSS style C. Okay. So here if I want to add anything, I can write it here. So the hierarchy will be, this is the index.html file for this. The hierarchy will be reset style will get applied, and then again my styles will override this. So for all the projects hereafter, we will add reset file in the top, and then next we will add style.css file below to it. So only our style will get reflected, not from the user agent. All are clear with this? Simple. To maintain the consistency, we are adding this reset.css. We don't want browser specific styles in our file, in our website. If you are clear with this, I can move on to the next topic. CSS formatting styles. I'm going. If any doubts is there, or you want a break till 11:30, or can we shall we continue? If you want break, please let me know. 1 hour continuous கவனிக்க முடியுதா? Continue. ஆமாங்க. For others, no break needed. Very. I'll continue. எல்லாருக்கும் chat box ரொம்ப தூரமா இருக்கும் டைப் பண்றதுக்கு. One second நாங்கம்மா டைப் பண்ணேன். எதுக்கு கிளாஸ்ல கேள்வி கேட்கிற மாதிரி யாரோ கேட்டு போறாங்க, நமக்கு என்ன? தேங்க்ஸ். ஆனா அப்பவும் 4-5 பேர் பதில் சொல்லாம இருக்கீங்கல்ல, நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோ கால் வச்சுக்கிறவங்கள விளையாடுதா சொல்றேன். ஓகே, வாட் இஸ் திஸ் formatting styles? So இப்பதான் we are really getting into some going to style specific things. We learned the concept first. Still we haven't applied except the color attribute, color parameter. We should not say attribute here. This is the parameter. Don't confuse with this. Color red. So color is the parameter and red is the value. So only till now we have seen only color parameter. So in this session only we are going to see other things. So formatting style, inside the formatting styles there are two things, text and font. So first we will apply for text. So what are all the parameters available? So color. In color also we have seen only the color name I have given. Just like that I have given red and then white. I can give black. Instead of this, what we will do is, because I want a little bit shade difference, what I'll do is, this is also color. You can see here. If you hover on it, it will come. So these are all kind of black color, but with a little bit with shade difference. So this is the hex code. Hex code is 6-digit code. Hex code. Hex means you have studied hexagon. Hexagon is 6 sides. So with the 6 characters, so it is hex code. Hexacode. Sorry. And then there is another thing also. We will see this. Black only, but so we won't. This is the hex code for red. All the color got changed to brown or something. So hexacode also we will use this hexacode only. Designers will give this hexacode only. Another thing is RGBA. So what is this? It itself says red, green, blue, alpha. So we need to give specific values here. If I give 0 and then it is just a color shade applied. How much percentage of color shade I want to give in red, because red, green, blue are primary colors. You have studied in some school subjects. So if I give some numbers, so the color is red here. So I'm giving 0. So I can change anything I want. 000 is black, and then 255 is white. So other than that, all the combinations will give different colors. So this also designers need to give, otherwise we can search it in internet. So this, when we want a specific radiant or specific color, we will specific shade, we will go for this. In the same thing we can achieve in hexacode also. So what is the alpha value? It is the transparency which is added to the text file. So So some transparency got added to the texting, right? So 1 is the maximum thing, it should no transparency, and 0 is the minimum thing, fully transparent. So values between this will add transparency based on the value we'll given. 0.8 will add little bit of transparency. So even in the color parameter, there are these many things. So see, RGB 0 to 255, which I said, right? 0 is black, 255 is white. So in between this, if you give any values, you'll get different colors. And then here RGBA, we can use just RGB and also RGBA. You can see, right? This is the separator. This is the separator. These are the different kind of values we can use. And either this or this or this or this. ஏதோ ஒண்ணுதான் யூஸ் பண்ணணும், not all. Either meaning ஏதோ ஒண்ணுதான். Color name இல்லன்னா hexa code, இல்லன்னா RGB, இல்லன்னா RGBA. So RGBA is when we want some transparency, opacity, transparency வேணும். If we want, we need to give white. Okay, white is 255, 255, 255. So transparency should be will be from 0 to 1. Fine. Then text align. We will take only H2 tag. Yeah. Not for the body tag, just the H2 tag. So color, we will go with blue. Text align, center. Default is text align left because it is placed in the left. So if I want to make it a center, text align center, as the name suggests, right is right, justify is justified. If we give for the p tag, we will come to know what justify do. We all know this through the document, Word document. If we have text align center, p tag came in center, what justify will do? It okay. The same kind of document justify, because it will take different spacing, and then it will make till the document it will make. But here the width is different. So what is text decoration? Mostly we will use left, right. Website we won't use justify. 99.9% we won't use justify for the website. That is not the standard. We should not use justify, because the spacing between the each word should be same, but in justify the spacing won't be same. So text decoration is underline. If you want to underline and then strike through, there are many values. First we will give text decoration, underline. For a tag, defaultly that underline will get added. You might have seen, if you give just a tag, the underline comes on its own. See, I haven't added, right? We haven't studied till now, but it got added. No, for now it is p tag. If I'm removing it here, for this a tag, this we gave in a tag, so it came on its own. So now I have added underline to the p tag. Underline to the p tag it came, and then there are many kind of suggestion. It also showed dashed, dotted. You can check. No, the thing is line through, underline, overline. These are the different combinations. The editor is showing some different things also. Strikeout to strikeout. So mostly we won't use these stuffs. Underline we will use. Overline and all I haven't tried. Maybe in overline in the top it may come. So what is text transform? We can go to the next thing. What is text transform? For now we will keep it as underline. First I'll show. It changes to uppercase. What is uppercase? Capital letters. So if we want a thing to capital letters, we can make H2 tag as capital letters. You can type it in the capital letter in the HTML tag, but sometimes user may use anything in dynamic cases, and sometimes we will forget to add what is that capital letter. We can make it in CSS. We can make it even though we forget to add capital letter in the HTML. We don't want to go to the HTML and then we need to change. We can simply change it in the style sheet itself. So text transform uppercase will transform the I took uppercase, and then you can change it to if our style is in if we have written our code here in the capital case, I can change it here to lowercase also. So all things will come in the lowercase only. See, lowercase first letter also came, but we have given capital letter, but it came in the small letter. So another thing is also there, capitalize. What capitalize will do for what? No, capitalize won't do this. Why it did this? Capitalize will do first letter. First letter will change to A and O and F will change. Why it is so? See, I don't know why. Oh, we have written this. I'm not sure. Wait in HTML. Okay. So all the H2 tags are already in the capital letter. So capitalize won't work, because what capitalize will do means it will take the first letter of it and then it will just change it into capital letter. So already all the first letters are in capital letter. It left us like, because previously I tried for H2, no change was there. So because already the first letters of this thing is in capital, it won't change all the things to other things to lowercase. It will just do first letter of it to capital. So here see, it was previously A and L and F were in lowercase. Now it changed it to uppercase. So text transform changes the case of the text. Line height. What is the line height? These are all the things we will use in document. P tag H2 we can give. I'll explain. See, for H2 tag, yeah, keep it a habit of keeping it here. So H2 took the line height of 30. In document, you might have seen, right, the spacing 1.5 to 1.252, same kind of this. So line height, if you want to increase the space, we can add line height. For now, H2 I have given 30. So for P tag, if I give, I can write it here also. Line height equal to 40 pixel. So there will be space 40 pixel thing here. Fine. So line height. So I can add it like this also, or unit. What is unit? With the unit, because with the pixel I gave. Otherwise I can give 1.5. It is same like in the document. One is no height and 1.5. I'll make 4. So 4. It will take in its own unit 4 times and those kind of things. So pixel, we can write pixel also, or else like this. So here itself, yeah, that is the meaning of this unit. text indent, indentation will apply, letter, because these are all the things you can easily see and practice. If you cannot do, you can come to us. So letter spacing, if I add unit, these are all in unit only, like pixels and those steps we need to write. Letter spacing 3 pixel, so each letter will get 3 pixel space. Word spacing also, for each space, how much space should be given, we can specify that too. Text overflow, ellipsis and clip, what is this? Because other things you can practice on your own, we have heard that. Wait a minute. Where I have added which tag? H2 tag not applied. H2. Why it is not actually, what is ellipsis is, it will add 3 dots after the specified width. Why it is not applied? Anything I'm doing wrong? So we can see here itself, text overflow. Width and then text overflow. I have given, but why it is not applying? Text overflow, ellipsis. Seriously, I don't know. It should work. Overflow hidden. I don't know what mistake I'm doing here. Okay, I'll let you know this. I'll let you know, but the thing is, it will add 3 dots. Whatever width we are giving, after that, the 3 dots will get added like this. Added like this. Fine. We will go to the next thing. Font. So font is what font we need to give, font size we want to give, and then font weight we want to give, and this is the shorthand property. Shorthand meaning, instead of writing each line in a single line, I can write all this in the one line by specifying just font. So first we will see this. Font sizes, you all know, I can give any font size I want. Font size 15 pixel. Notice it better. I'll give 25 pixel. So the font size got changed to 25 pixel. And the other thing is font family. While coming to font family, what is this? Wait, I'll show here. Font family, like it is also same like in document, we can apply any font family. But why we are writing in 1, 2 and third family, fourth family? Because from where it is coming, these font family should be available in my system. So because why we are using all these steps, right? Like here, from where these fonts are coming. So font families, font files should be available in my system somewhere in the folder. So I'm giving Arial, but in some OS it may Arial may not be available. So I may give, instead, if it is not available, take Times New Roman. And then what is this font category? There are two kinds: serif and then sans serif. What it means, you don't want to dig into it much, but we will regularly give this. So the font got changed to Arial, but sometimes I'm giving serif. I don't know. Yes, what I said is, I don't. This thing is Arial is sans serif. I'll simply explain it. Times New Roman and then serif. So here, see this this line is coming right at the end. Here, which not with a blunt edge, with some sharp edge, with some line here. That is the serif family. All the font will be having the sharp edge, this thing, and then with the all these points. So this is serif family. In the sans serif family, so mostly we will use inside this category only. If I'll use sans serif. If there is no files available, if it will come to the sans serif. Sans serif is, it won't give it that sharp edge. This is the blunt edge. It won't be having those lines in the serif. It is kind of font styling method. So this is enough to know serif and sans serif for now. So the next thing is font style. Font style is, we have applied there, right? Italic we can use for italic, and or normal. Oblique I haven't used it. Font style, italic. Which two italics got changed? We'll check with oblique. Difference is there. Not sure. You can explore. I'll write it here. Explore oblique, and then you can see. Mostly we will use italic. Normal is normal will be default it applied, and then if we want to make italic, and then we can give italic font style. Font weight is nothing but the bold and then bolder, lighter, we can say. So font weight, already it will be bold because it is a H2 tag. So I'm saying lighter. So it got lighter. As the name suggests, it is very clear that what we are going to do. Bold, I can make bolder, and then lighter. So number also we can give. If I want to give some specific numbers, it should be those files should be in our font in our file. For now, we don't know, so we don't want to do, but we can give these kind of weightage: 100, 200, 300. But those files should be there in the I said right, Arial, it will be in our machine. So the it should also be there inside that. So for now, don't confuse much with this. So for now, you can give bold or bolder or those steps only. We will go to what happened. It is not stored it. Somewhere I'm changing. In reset CSS, I'm changing. Which file? Reset indexes only I have opened. And then reset, and then style, font weight, bold, bolder. I think it is not getting refreshed. Yes, it is not getting refreshed. My keyboard was not working. So I can check now this again, because text overflow. No, it is not working. Okay, we will see this later. So font weight, it got changed to bolder. So instead of writing this, we can write as font 400 space 12 pixel space. I'll copy this and then I'll add there. Instead of writing all this, I can just add, and then I can say bolder. Font size is 15 pixel. Line height is 2.5, or else I can say 30 pixel. Font family Times New. I hope it was like that. I'm not sure. Italic. So this is the shortcut. So instead of writing everything, we can write it like this. Yeah, that's it about formatting styles. Any doubts till now? Because from seeing this, you can understand in 5 to 10 minutes. If I'm explaining each by each, it is little bit time consuming and little bit boring also. So you try on your own without fail, because you need more practice on these stuffs. Web font. Thank you. We will see web fonts and then we will wrap the class 11:53. So what is web fonts? Just now we have seen Arial and Times New Roman. Those are the fonts which are available in our machine. How I do know every time what are all the because Arial and Times New Roman are I wrote wrongly Times New Roman. Change it. If I gave wrongly, it will take its own thing. Fine. So what is web fonts? There are some web fonts. We can add it as a file instead of we are believing in the system font files. Why can't we add our own font files here and then we can attach? Because I don't need to worry whether it is in your font file is a concept. I can add it inside my folder. Those font files I adjust. Like that I have added my CSS. I can link that font files to. So now we are not going to see that file we are adding that. For now we are going to web fonts. What is web fonts? In the web itself there are some fonts available. Search it Google Fonts. Fonts.google.com. Fonts.google.com. So it has lots of fonts available in the internet. So we can embed this form in our file. So choose a kind of font there is a difference we can know. We will take this font. So I can add it in my thing. So I can download and then I can add it in my file, or else I can just add this link and then it will come. And also in this only one font is doing. We will go for another thing. We will take this. So here see the font name is where it is getting added. View there is a button here. View your selected families. So I have selected light 300. What is this 300 and 500? I have said right. Font weight we can give 500. Numbers also we can give instead of bold and those stuff. So here we can select. So I want this kind of bold, and then this also I want. So I can add this here, and then just I want to copy paste this link. Also I can use this. So for now you practice with this. The font name is Branches Cursive. Banjas cursive. I need to specify it like this. Before specifying it like this, I want to embed that font here inside the head tag. So now it will automatically getting that from there. It will link those fonts in our file, and then what HTML we are using. We'll go to web fonts HTML. Already there are some fonts available. So I'll use the reset CSS file itself for this. For example, you can check that. For now, I'm using reset CSS because I have already added font in that. So here, what I did is I have just linked it till now. I haven't added that style here. So what I need to do instead of this, first, don't want to. You just copy it from here. Font family, Banjas. Just copy it from here. So see, there is something else. Cursive is there. Category like serif and sans serif. Cursive is a category, font category. So no, don't confuse much. See, it got changed. So it got changed to the Banjas, and then font weight I can specify. I took 300 and those fonts from there. So I refresh this somewhat. Font weight 300. It's applying and then it is going back again. Don't confuse with the style. Let me. Seriously, I don't know why it is not. It maybe some problem with that. See here, I have added in CSS, style.css, I have added font family Poppins. See, in index HTML, I have added Poppins and also Pacifico, 2 font families. If I select 2 font families there, it will get those links too. So I can add another. So I can add how much ever links I want, and then I can copy it there. So like that, I have added 2 fonts, Pacifico and Poppins. So Pacifico, I have applied to H2 tag, and then for body, Poppins. So 2 font families I have used, but don't use more font families and check because performance will get affected. So here I have added some font for the body tag and then some font for the H2 tag, H1 and H2. So it is simple. We can embed the link from the Google Fonts and then copy paste in the head tag, and then we can add font in the font family. So this is what about web fonts. So I don't need to worry about whether those font files are there. Google is having that. Google Fonts is having it in server. So it will get affected to all the users if they have internet connection, but it needs internet connection. If they have internet connection, because to access a website they need internet connection, right? So they will be having their internet connection. So internet connection is there. It will search from the Google and the Google Fonts file, and then it will get reflected in our website. I think this is about web fonts. So these are all the things we will regularly use. These are all the concepts what I taught was we'll regularly use in our codes. But all are not a big concept. These are simple concepts only. If you practice regularly, you'll get to know. There is another concept of CSS background we can see in the next class because already it's 12. Any doubts till now? definitely you want to practice. Otherwise, for seeing, okay, it's easy. It may feel that it is easy, but still you want to practice. Try to practice the things. I'll share these 5 files with you guys. I'll share these files in the folder. So keep practicing. I'll mostly cover maximum of the topics in the tomorrow or max of Monday, but definitely I'll give some exercise tomorrow for the weekend. Any other doubts? No doubt. Thank you. So that's it about the class for today. Nandri. Shall we wind up? I'll put the recordings and then and also this file. 2 things I need to do: this files and the recording. After uploading, I will. Thank you, Madan. I will inform it in group. Bye bye.